Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Nitya Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Hare Ram Sankirtan Yankin ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone for our Friday session. Very happy to see all of you. Hare Krishna. So let's begin with the Mangala that I just started. Om Jnanatirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutamala Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sargana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sargana Lalita Sri Shatam Vitam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachyatra Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So welcome once again all devotees. So thank you for your association. Very grateful to all of you. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue study from Srimad Bhagavatam. So whatever that we are going to study, all the discussion, commentaries that I have read from Acharyas, Srila Prabhupada and our Guru work, which I am going to repeat. So there is no special contribution from my side. So if there is any glory that may come, anything that you may like, it is all because of our Guru work. May all glories go to that. And if there's any mistake that is solely mine, so please forgive me. I would like to pay my obeisances to all the good work who listen to Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Apavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo and to Buddha. Okay, so anybody remembers the homework we had last week? What homework was it? Alright. Anybody remembers what homework was that? We should, in your home, we decided to homework. No. The student was absent. What was that? She was absent. She was absent also. She's out from this conversation.
हैप्पी नहीं थे ना हम लोग भी नहीं थे हैप्पी तो रिएक्शन only four of your house so
homework was not for the audience. Homework was for the speaker. That's why nobody remembers. Nobody gave me, so why should we remember? So remember we talked about that if somebody not able to remember at the last time, at the last moment, then what happens?
Yeah.
Remember? That was the homework. Then I said, I will get this.
Yeah. Before. Yeah.
So that was the homework which I have taken.
Yeah.
So we'll start from there. So we close that point and then move on, right? So let us begin with few verses, references, and then we'll understand what it is trying to say. So here we talked about these words, like Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, what he says? Antakale cha mameva smarana muktva kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nastyatra samshayah. Yes, Mahi, can you please read it? Translate.
And whoever at this end of his life quits his body, remembering me alone at once and attains my nature, of this there is no doubt. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very nice, very good. So Krishna is saying, if you remember me at the time of death, then you will come to me. And he says there is no doubt. Means like he's confirming. He's not saying you will come. He says there is no doubt means sealed. It will happen. And then our discussion started that if somebody cannot remember, like we took an example of COVID time, somebody is in ICU on a ventilator. There's no way somebody can chant, right? So how is that? So any example on this one? Somebody remember Krishna and then he goes to Krishna. Ajamil. So Ajamil actually by mistake, not by mistake, but out of love and fear, he called his son. His son was named Narayan. So he says Narayan, and Narayan is name of Krishna. So he sent his Vishnu Dutta. So we can see how Krishna, if you remember him at the last time, at the moment of death, then he will come personally. Me personally, he will send his servants, Dutta, and then they will take him, right? So, and there is Krishna also says after this in Bhagavad Gita, what he says? Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam yajantyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitah. This we should please read better.
Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without pain.
Hare Krishna, very nice. So what is saying? At the time of death, whatever you remember, you will attain that position. So what is the example here? Yes, Bharat Maharaj. What do you remember? He was so affectionate with the deer that he was thinking, oh, if I die, who will take care of this deer? He's on I'm taking care of him. There is nobody to take care. And what happened? He became deer in the next life. He was a king. He was renounced, living a renounced life in a forest. And still this small attachment. See, Maya is very, very powerful. Maya plays on our soft part. So what was the soft part, which is a good quality, actually, of Bharat Maharaj? Compassion. Maya played on compassion. People who have anger, lust, greed, which are very easy to tackle from Maya. But compassion, she has to think, what can I attack this person with? And she made him affectionate with the deer. And he was thinking about deer all the time. And when he left, he was thinking deer, and he became deer next time. So you can see both the contrast. When you remember Krishna, you go to Krishna. And if you remember anything else, then you get that body. Bhagavatam also Puranjani story comes where Puranjan is a king. And he's so much attached to his wife that he's thinking all the time about his wife. And next time what happens? He becomes a woman. So just like that. We are not male or female. We are soul. But we get the body depending on what we desire in our previous life.
So we should not think about our
We should think about Krishna.
Krishna, not others.
See, we should not be negative. I don't know things. Then that doesn't happen. See, when you want to get well, in meditation also people say, if you want to get well, what do you think? You don't think that I don't want to fall sick. You say, I am getting better. Right? You give affirmation which are positive in life. So here, we should remember Krishna. Antakal is Mameva. That's what he said.
Strongly.
And then how that can happen? तो कैसे होगा भगवान still saying तस्मा सर्वेषु कालेषु माम अनुस्मर युद्ध च मयि अर्पित मनो बुद्धिर् मामे वैश्यस्य असंशयः. Yes, Mother, can you please?
Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. Right.
Hare Krishna. So here is saying you practice. Where even you are doing your prescribed duty, Mata is cooking or going in office, Prabhuji is going in office, whatever that activity we are doing, this is our prescribed duty. If we are doing that, just remember Krishna. He is saying, Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha. You remember me and fight. That's what he is telling. Do your duty nicely, but you fix in me. This is a very important thing that you should know. So, these three verses tell us from Bhagavad Gita that how we can attain to Krishna. Krishna is also giving a remedy. He is not just giving solely saying that this is what you. He says even process. He is not giving an end goal. He is giving a process also how to come to him. So Krishna is very compassionate. Therefore, he is giving all the secrets. Otherwise, why would he tell? If he was not loving us, then he will say, whatever happens to these people, let them do their endeavor. What am I using? There are billions of jivas. What if the sun doesn't come? But he is very compassionate, open to everybody. So now let's go to the question. Right? So Prabhupada said that at the time of death, if somebody remembers Krishna, then his life is successful. Prabhupada says in the purpose. Srimad Bhagavatam. So now look at this person who's going to leave his body. Maybe these are his friends and relatives, and they have no concern with that person. You see, the people whom we love and attach so much in the whole life, they are not going to be with us at the last moment. They are playing cards. And this is a story everywhere. Everywhere. If somebody is sick in our home and about to leave body, people are very least concerned. Okay, chicken, whatever, this body, anyway, go. So they are having their own thing. If there's a World Cup going on, people will go and see the World Cup. Okay. Right? That's what happens. And we are attached to those people in this world. Taking care is one thing, attachment is different. Our responsibility is there to take care of our children, our husband, wife. That is our duty, that we must do. Attachment is something that we should not. And now in this position, how somebody can remember? Do you think, Rishit, he can remember Krishna's name? He's not even having any consciousness, isn't it? So now this is a big problem. And that's what Kulak Shekhar Alwar, he is a great Vaishnava from South India, had a question. He wrote in Mukundamala Stotra. Very wonderful verse is there. Let's read that. Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankaja Panjaratman. Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankaja Panjaratman. Adyeva me vishatu manas rajahamsa. Prana pranaya samaye kapavata pittaye. Kantavarodhana vidho smaranam kutaste. Yes, I will take this.
Sure. Translation. O Lord Krishna, at this moment, let the royal swan of my mind enter the tangled stems of the lotus of your feet. How will it be possible for me to remember you at the time of death, when my throat will be choked up with the mucus, bile, and ear?
Hare Krishna. So, Kulishekar is telling now that I am able to think, I am able to speak your name. Let my mind enter at your lotus feet now itself. Because I don't know what will happen when I'm about to die. Mucus, bile is choked, they cannot speak. There are people who are, bedridden and all that. You cannot put the pipe to remove the mucus and all that. It's so painful condition. And they cannot move their body. You can imagine the pain that they are going through. We put our finger and see how much irritation we get, just one finger. But look at here, we are putting a pipe and vacuum, we're sucking up the mucus and all that. And this person is just sitting like a stone, can do nothing, but can feel, but can do nothing about it. This is the condition of human being at the time of death, very painful. So, Kulishekar is saying, let Krishna, my mind be entered yours, let me die now. Because at normal death, I'm going to have a lot of problems. What will I do? So now there is a, Krishna also gives a solution. Lord Ram gives solution. Mahadev, everybody gives solution to that. So let's see the solution. What happens when you can't remember? So this is a very wonderful verse. Because this is a very powerful, it gives a kind of a solace to all of us that if we have practiced Krishna consciousness through our life, then our life can be perfected. Even if we are not able to remember Krishna at the time of leaving our body. Yadi Matadi Doshena Madbhakto Mamanacha Smare Aham Smarami Madbhakto Nayami Paramam Gatim. So now let's see the translation. Very beautiful translation. It is so beautiful. So please, Prabhu, can you please read?
If my devotee is unable to remember me at the time of death because of disturbances felt within the body and the time, then I shall remember my devotee and take him back to my supreme abode.
Hare Krishna. How wonderful. What does it mean? You will practice Krishna consciousness. You will remember Krishna all the time. Then what happens? At the time of Krishna will come and remind us. He will take us forward and giving us a hand. So Krishna is so merciful. Isn't it? So this is what it is. Krishna is extremely merciful, he is very compassionate toward all the living entities because he wants everybody to come to him. He doesn't want anybody to be left behind. And he's telling in every yuga he comes. And every millennium he comes and guides what to do, how you can come to him. And then what he says in Bhagavad Gita. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam smaranam praja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshasi sami masuchah. Yes, you can say.
Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear.
So here Krishna is saying, just surrender to me, I'll take care. All your sinful reactions, everything, I'll cut off. That is my responsibility. You just come to me. That's it. Do not fear. And don't fear that Maya will catch me. No, if you come to me, Maya will not even touch you. That is Krishna's
But completely surrender.
full surrender. Full surrender. No half-hearted. In a war situation, they say that burn your bridges. Have you heard of this term? Burn your bridges? Means if the warriors are going, the soldiers going from one place to another, and they will cross the bridge, just burn the bridge means they cannot go back now. You will fight to finish. 100%. You give your 100%. That it means that. Same thing is Krishna is saying, just surrender to me. Don't go here and there and think about anything else. Just come to me, and I'll take care of it. Do not fear. He's giving confidence. That's what Ramchandra says. It's very nice. Sakrat eva prapanno yas tavasmiti cha yachate abhayam sarvada tasmai tadami etat vratam mama. Hey, can you read?
Yes.
Swan?
Is it? No, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It is my vow.
Is it my vow that if one only once seriously surrenders unto me, saying, "My dear Lord, from this day I'm yours," and prays to me for courageous, and I shall immediately award courageous to that person, and he will always remember safe from that time.
Hare Krishna. So you can see, the Lord Ramchandra is saying, just once you call me, just call me Ram, and that's it. Like that day we were discussing, right? That Lord Ramchandra, our dear Sri Krishna Prabhu and Vishakamati named his child Dasharathi. And he said, if you call Lord Ram, then Ram will come. But if you call Dasharathi, he will come running. So it's like that. Lord Ram will come, you just have to surrender to him. And I will give him abhayam. I'll give him all the protection. What human being and all the living entities have, one thing is common is among everyone is fearing. Means defending. It means you are fearful, that's why you're defending, right? There is one. One of that. He's giving abhayam. So we can see we have so much solace from all different scriptures, which is telling us that if you take shelter of Lord, then they will protect and we can go back. So the goal is given, path is given, process is given. Now it's endeavor from our sides. Okay, so this ends the question from last time. Homework is over, so we'll go next now. Okay, so we are going to begin the next section of Bhagavatam. Let's begin with Mangalachara. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue study from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are studying from Canto 1, chapter 13. What's the title? Dhritarashtra quits home. Right? So we have seen that after the war is over, Dhritarashtra is still living with his nephew, his Yudhishthira Maharaj and all that. And when Vidur comes after getting enlightened man, after meeting Maitreya Muni, he comes back to Hastinapur. Why he comes back? Not to enjoy the royal stay and food and clothing, no. He comes to give wisdom to his brother that, oh, what are you doing? You're living like a dog, in somebody's home, which is not good. You're living on their pieces of food and you are still enjoying all this, not good for you. So he comes to chastise. So now we'll see the chastisement which is going to happen now. So let's recite this verse. So verse number 18. Now here, this is, who is the king here now? In Hastinapur, who is the king? Is Dhritarashtra king or Yudhishthira? But he's calling Dhritarashtra is Rajan, king. Why? No, in sarcasm.
Okay.
Vidur is calling him Rajan, oh king. He's not a king, but he's telling sarcastic. Sometimes we write, yes sir, it's actually sarcasm we write like, Sarji, do that. And all the people who work in office, they know all this, right? So it is like that. He's calling dear Rajan. He's not a king, but he's telling him. Just to give that feeling, you're not a king, but come on, what are you doing? You are still here. So let's read this one. Hare Krishna. So let's see. Vidurastat abhipretya Dutrastram abhasata Rajan nirgamya Rajan nirgamyatam Sikram Pashyedam Vayam Agatam. That's Shri I can read.
Translation. Mahatma Vidu knew all this, and therefore he addressed Dhritarashtra, saying, "My dear king, please get out of here immediately. Do not delay. Just see how fear has overtaken you."
Hare Krishna. So, Dhritarashtra was blind anyways, physically he couldn't see, but he was spiritually also blind. He had no vision. So Vidur came out of his compassion. Oh, my brother, he's living such a sinful life. Let me at least give him some message. Therefore, he comes here. So let's see what Prabhupada says in the purpose. So all the translation and purpose by our beloved Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Purport. Cruel death cares for none, be it Dhritarashtra or even Maharaj Yudhishthira. Therefore, spiritual instruction as was given to old Dhritarashtra was equally applicable to younger Maharaj Yudhishthira. So what it means that devotees also die, non-devotee also die, devotee also die. Everybody dies. Everybody has to leave this body. But the karmic materialistic people, they are fearful when the death comes. And devotees see this as a Krishna's energy. That I'm going one step closer to Krishna. That is a feeling. So they are not fearful, they are happy. When a devotee is about to leave body, they are happy. Because they don't have any attachment. And those who are materialistic, they have so much attachment. Oh, my car, oh, my house, oh, my bank balance, oh, my factory, my business, oh, my family, my child, all this, all thinking like that. And they cannot come out of it. So there is a fear of losing those things. And they don't know what the destination is going to be. But devotee knows what my destination is. I'm going to a better place. I've been chanting, I'm doing nice things. So I know I'll be in some nice place. At least in some devotees home I'll take birth. I'll be able to practice my Krishna consciousness in next life. These kind of thoughts are there. It's a very positive thing. Plus, other devotees are coming together. If there's a chance of person living in a home and then body is going to quit from that, then people are reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. All these things happen parallelly. So there's a joyful occasion. It is not that people are very fearful. No. Because everybody prays, like somebody living body, and everybody the message comes, can you please pray? And then devotees are chanting for them, isn't it? It's so wonderful. So everybody have to leave this body one day, sooner or later. And whatever message that Vidur was to give, it was applicable to both. Because the message is for both, either young or old, pious or impious, devotee or non-devotee, doesn't matter. This message is applicable to everybody, everyone. As a matter of fact, everyone in the royal palace, including the king and his brother and mother, was raptly attending the lectures. So they were very interested in knowing what is Vidur giving the message, what spiritual message is giving. So everybody will pay attention, a lot of attention and listening. They would have easily given, oh, he's come to tell Dhritarashtra what is the problem for us. We are anyway devotee, we have Krishna, we should not worry. No, they're still. Therefore, as a devotee, our responsibility is also to listen to these lectures. When the Maharaj comes, we should go and attend to their lectures, listen to them. Because some word of wisdom come, some mercy comes because of their association, they are pure souls. So it is very much required. But it was known to Vidur that his instructions were especially meant for Dhritarashtra. who was too materialistic. Vidur knew that I'm giving it to Dhritarashtra, but everybody else came to listen because it will be useful. The word Rajan is especially addressed to Dhritarashtra significantly. Dhritarashtra was the eldest son of his father, and therefore, according to law, he was to be installed on the throne of Hastinapur. But because he was blind from birth, he was disqualified from his rightful claim. But he could not forget the bereavement, and his disappointment was somewhat compensated after the death of Pandu, his younger brother. So see here, we can see how a person, this happens in this world also. When some big businessman leaves the body and then there is no will or something is not done, then the brothers are having a feud, they're fighting. Big businesses are separated. People having a blood relationship, they are fighting. They're going to court and doing all this. There is nothing new here. This is what has happened 5,000 years ago. It's happening now also. So Dhritarashtra was elder brother. So elder brother was child should be made a king. But because he was blind, he cannot be. The king has to be like, he has to go on a war or a fight. So how a blind person can do it? So he cannot be made a king. So he was not given. Pandu was made a king, though he was younger. But when Pandu died, Dhritarashtra was happy, oh, he's dead, so now I will become. But he was made a caretaker king. He was not made a king. They say you, like, people sign the power of attorney. You know what? And then sometimes people used to misuse those power of attorney. So here also he misused the power of attorney that was given to him. His younger brother left behind him some minor children, and Dhritarashtra became the natural guardian of them. But at heart, he wanted to become the factual king and hand the kingdom over to his own sons, headed by Duryodhana. But that was not possible. Why? Because Yudhishthira was elder, so the natural kingdom will go to him. Right? With all this imperial ambition, Dhritarashtra wanted to become a king, and he contrived all sorts of intrigues in consultation with his brother-in-law Shakuni. But everything failed by the will of the Lord, and at the last stage, even after losing everything, man and money, he wanted to remain as king, being the eldest uncle of Maharaj Yudhishthira. So you can see how much he was attached to this material thing, that he was not even living, that everybody in his family has died. All his 100 sons died. His gurus have died. His grandfather, Vishwamitra, everybody left. But still his attachment to become a king was not great. This is how the materialistic life is. Our attachment does not go even at the last moment, even when we are about to leave. We still have so much attachment to enjoy in this world. And therefore that fear comes. Oh, what will happen if I cannot enjoy? But here we can see that Maharaj Yudhishthira's compassion. He says, Maharaj Yudhishthira, as a matter of duty, maintained Dhritarashtra in royal honor, and Dhritarashtra was happily passing away his numbered days in the illusion of being a king of the royal king of King Yudhishthira. So he had illusion that I am the king, but he was not. But he was just living in the royal palace, and he had all the servants, and he had royal food and royal cooks, and everything was there. But he was not a king. Yudhishthira was very compassionate. So he said, okay, all right, you lost everything, but you still stay. You would have thrown him out otherwise, like he did. Pandavas saying, oh, get out, you lost everything, you cannot stay here. You cannot even get 5 villages. They were not deprived of everything. But Pandava remained very fixed up because they were devoted, they were associated with Krishna. So thinking when calamities come, when reversal comes in our life, we are attached, we are connected with the devotees, then things can be easily taken care of. So here Vidur is telling him, Rajan, sarcastically. So here we can see why Vidur is telling like this, which is not good. As a Mahatma, Vidur is considered Mahatma. Why he is saying this? So, Acharya says that Vidur is using his tongue, which is sharp as a blade, as a razor. But in heart, he has compassion. Like a father when he chastises his child, he feels that, hey, what is he's using this behavior, which is hurting to the child, but in a heart, father has a lot of love for the child, and therefore he's using this word and trying to correct his child. Same thing he's doing. Where in the material world, you see other way. People speak very sweetly, but they have something business in their heart. Like politicians, for example, they come and promise so many nice things. I'll give you this, I'll give you that, and then come to power, everything is forgotten, and people go fool. So devotees are like that. They are maybe harsh when they speak, but from the heart, they are very soft. They have love for the children, they love for the person who they are talking to. So he came because he wanted to awaken the Dhritarashtra from his slumber of disease and old age. So therefore, Vidur therefore sarcastically addressed Dhritarashtra as the king, which he was actually not. He was not. Still, he told him, "Oh Rajan, please get up. What are you doing?" So then further Prabhupada writes in the purport, Vidur asked him to get out immediately if he wanted to be saved from fearful situation which was approaching him fast. He says, you get out from here, become one person, leave from here, and then become one person. One person is living from the family business and then go and meditate on Krishna, live with, remember Krishna, pleasing Krishna activity. These are the things that you can do in one person. One person is primarily applicable to Grihasthas, where, like Dashath Maharaj, for example. Once Dashath Maharaj was getting ready and he saw one white strand. He said, and immediately it's time to make Lord Ram the king. My son should become king. Because he said, now I'm getting old. Because white hair means they're getting old. Nowadays people get white hair at the age of 25 also. So Kali Yuga is very different. I had a friend, I was in office and he was just new joiner, right? Company, it's for 25 years, something like that. And his hair was very black. I said, jet black hair? I said, I've never seen this kind of hair. And after 5, 6 years, he came and he was using the dye because he had already become gray at the age of 80, or whatever it is. So now it is different, but at least after 50 years, we should leave, try to become one person is living the attachment to the family and all that. If you have business, they can hand it over to children, let them run it, and things like that. But nowadays, probably that people also marry late, the children come late, so even everything is late. So by the time they were to take Sanya, the children grow. So it's like that. So Varnashram Dharma is not being followed properly currently in this Kali Yuga. It's very difficult. Yeah. So basically, all these things, there is no remedy for death. There is nothing. And we'll see that. In the next verses, Prabhupada is very nicely explaining all these points. So fearful death. Here, fearful death is for the materialistic people. For devotees, there is no problem. They are okay. It's a one phase of life. Go next time I'll do something. They become more determined. What will I do next? Why I couldn't do this life, right? And then they remember Krishna and then leave their body. Pratikriyana yasyeha kutaschit karhichit prabho sa esha bhagavan kalaha sarvesham na samagataha. Yes, Vishik, can you please read?
This frightful situation cannot be reminded by any person in this material world. My Lord, it is the Supreme Personality of Godhead as eternal time has approached us. Hare
Hare. So he's telling it is Krishna. He is coming as a car, as a time. And this is irreversible. It cannot be reversed. Car has come means come. That's it. So in Purport Prabhupada writes, there is no superior power which can check the cruel hands of death. There is no higher power. People put so many things, so many medicines to prolong, but nothing works. If the time has come, time has come. There is no other way. And nobody knows when the time is going to come. It can come at young age, middle age, old age. Nobody knows. No one wants to die. However, acute the source of bodily suffering may be, even in the days of so-called scientific advancement of knowledge, there is no remedial measure either for old age or for death. There is nothing. So when in Mahabharata the scene comes where Yudhishthir Maharaj sends Ashwini Kumar, sorry, not Ashwini Kumar, Sadeva and Nakul to fetch the water in the forest exile. They go and try to fetch water from a pond which was owned by Yaksha. And without his permission, they were fetching water, so Yaksha made them unconscious. Then Bhim comes, Arjun comes, everybody become unconscious. And Yudhishthira Maharaj gets worried, what happened? He said, okay, I will go personally to check what happened. And then he comes and he sees all four brothers are lying unconscious. Then he also tries to take water to at least sprinkle on their face to bring them to consciousness. And as soon as he's trying to fetch the water, Yaksha comes out. I said, don't touch. He told all this to others also, but they had power. We'll bring our bow and arrow and we'll kill him. Then they'll be unconscious. But Yudhishthira Maharaj is a sadhu. And he's very wise. So he said, okay, may I fetch the water? He said, no. He said, did you do this? Yes, because they took it water without my permission. He said, how do I bring them to bring back to life? Okay, you have to answer my questions. Then he asked him 5 questions. One of the questions was Kim Ascharya. What is the biggest surprise in this world? Kim Ascharya. Then Maharaj Yudhishthira answers with this verse, a very wonderful verse. Let's recite this verse. It's from Mahabharata. Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti ha yamalayam sheshasthavaram icchanti kimascharya atapharam. Okay, so let's read this. Can you read?
Sure. Day by day, living beings here, in this world of samsara, go to the abode of Yama, like they die. Those who remains, like living or however, seek permanence. They hope for, expect, and pursue a permanent life within their so evidently impermanent surroundings. What is more astonishing than this?
Right.
So Yudhishthira said, this is the biggest Ascharya, Kim Ascharya. This is the biggest one. Everybody seeing their families dying, their relatives are dying, their neighbors have died, their friends have died, but they are thinking, I'm going to be alive. This is the biggest Ascharya of this world. This fact isn't, nobody wants to die. Prabhupada writes very factual points in purport. Prabhupada writes very clear. However, no one wants to die. Very clear words Prabhupada is writing in the purport. So everybody has to go through this position, right? From a child to age, and then we leave the body, and then again take one. This is a cycle everybody has to go through. There is no escape. So Prabhupada writes for further in this. So let's read this. This is very wonderful. So once this happened in UK, when Prabhupada was going there. So obviously, London means Britishers have ruled India for 200 years. They already have a lot of superiority complex, and oh, we have ruled this country, they are like, we made them slave and all that. But when Prabhupada turned it around, like he went, the very Rath Yatra which was happening in India, the British tried to stop that, once upon a time. But when Prabhupada did the Rath Yatra in London, I mean, obviously their ego will get hurt. Hey, how come they are doing it in our home country? So obviously one reporter came and she came and asked Srila Prabhupada that you're saying, because Prabhupada was speaking about how the spirituality is so powerful and all that. He said, if this is all so good, then how come mortality rate is so low in India? So it's so high in India. So high in India. Prabhupada says mortality rate is 100% in everywhere. Because everybody who takes birth has to die. So Prabhupada is very sharp in responding and cut the chase immediately with close as discussion. So here, one very important point is in the purpose. So let's read this. Yes, Mata, you can please read.
Even in the days of so-called scientific advancement of knowledge, there is no remedial measure either for old age or for death.
Hare Krishna. So there is no remedy. People buy the creams, and they sell the maximum. They are very expensive also. So people keep buying that I will look younger 5 years, 10 years. And people buy that. If you go, the moment there is a sale, those are the creams which are taken away the fastest. In most of the home, you will find it. But there is no remedy. You have to age and you have to leave this body. It's a natural process. So there is no point in trying to reverse that. There's no point in reversing. Just try to see how am I becoming better as I progress in my life. Am I becoming better? That's an introspection that we all need to do. Right? And Prabhupada further gives an example here that death cannot be checked by anyone or from any source within this material world. Hiranyakashipu wanted to be immortal and underwent a severe type of penance by which the whole universe trembled. And Brahma himself approached him to dissuade Hiranyakashipu from such a severe type of penance. Hiranyakashipu asked Brahma to award him the blessings of immortality, but Brahma said that he himself was subject to death, even in the topmost planet. So how could he award him the benediction of immortality? Even Lord Brahma, who has a lifespan of 314 trillion years, 314 trillion, 40 billion years, that's his lifespan. See, he looks like very long. For example, like insects, they leave some insect, finish the whole cycle in one day and then they finish their life. So for them, human birth is like, oh wow, we live for 100 years. It's too much. So for us, Brahma's life is so long, but eventually Brahma is also going to get over. His life will get finished at one day. Right? And then pralaya will happen, and then again the recreation happens. So this is all process which is going to happen. So even Hiranyakashipu did so much penance. Brahma said, I cannot give you this, not possible. And then he has benediction that he cannot die with so many permutation combination, He probably was a student of mathematics, so he's probably given a benediction. Okay, let me give this, which will never happen. So it is like that. But when the death has to come, it will come. Nobody can stop that. That's what Prabhupada says. Nobody can check. Nobody can check. Wherever there is an influence of eternal time, there is set of tribulations, namely birth, disease, age, old age, and death, and all of them are invincible. One cannot overcome this. Old age, can we stop that? No. Death, no. Birth, no. And then disease. Can you say I will not get any disease? People get shots of COVID and all that, still they get COVID. And then booster shots and everybody took it, but then still some are getting COVID. So can we say I will not get this? No, there is no guarantee. Yeah, there is some immune system, little bit is there, but no guarantee. Nobody can give guarantee in this world. That's a big problem here. And that keeps happening, but still everybody is attached here. So let's go to next. Verse number 10, 20. Power of time. The time is moving so fast. So what is the power of time? Let's see. Yena chaiva vipannoyam prane priyatamairapi jana satyo viyujyeta kim utane dhanadihi. Yes, please, Sukhdev.
Whoever is under the influence of supreme Kala must surrender his most dear life. And what to speak of others, such as wealth, honor, children, land,
Hare Krishna. So everything is under the influence of time. If you leave a house abandoned, it will go then finish in few years. Maybe take 20, 30 years, but it will degrade and get finished. Anything in this world, anything. There is nothing that will not decay and get over. It's nothing. So, Prabhupada writes in the purport that a great Indian scientist busy in the plant making business was suddenly called by invincible eternal time while going to attend a very important meeting of the planning commission, and he had to surrender his life, wife, children, house, land, wealth, etc. Everything. There are videos on YouTube, you can see how people are just talking in meeting, and they just collapse. They just finish. Life is over. Moment. So the time has come, time has come. You can not do anything with that. So when the partition happened, which is a very sad part in our India, right? So the India Pakistan, people become homeless overnight. And then once this in African land, I which Rwanda or Sudan or somewhere, overnight the army took over, and then they said all the Indians, because there are so many Indians who were there, they said no, only thing you can do is buy the ticket fare and leave everything here and go. Then they overnight become homeless. They take refuge in asylum. They sought asylum in different countries. They came back to India. Last in Kuwait war, what happened? The Saddam Hussein attacked and everything was gone. So these situations are there everywhere. Just because we are in a space which is more secure, we feel more comfortable, we think we are immune to all this, but we are not immune to this. Situation can change any moment. Any moment it can happen. And we will lose everything, whatever that we have. Like here, in case of Vidur, what Vidur said, I will leave you with the breath, nothing else, out from here. So this life is very, very precarious. In COVID time also, when people got COVID, they couldn't even talk to anybody. They just got COVID and they went to they couldn't even say goodbye to anybody who they love. And they have to leave the body, and then everything what they had is now enjoyed by somebody else. So whatever we possess, it is enjoyed by others actually. Prabhupada used to say if we are having a lot of money in the bank, after we leave, that means we work that much extra that we could have done bhajan more in that time. We would say that. So there's a very wonderful word which comes, so we'll recite these words. So this is a beautiful verse which reminds us that how the life is at. So he says, Dhanani bhumo, Dhanani bhumo, Vashvasya goshe, Bharya grahitvari, Jana smashami, Dehaschitayam parlokamarge karmodvo gachanti jiva ekaha. Yes, it's a very nice verse. So, you know what they read?
Wealth remains on the earth, cattle in the closet, wife inside the house, relatives at the crematorium, and the body on the fire. But on the way to the other world, it is one's actions, karma, that alone follows.
Hare Krishna. See, everything is left here. We all have witnessed this, right? We all have witnessed. Earlier in the days, people used to, whatever wealth they had, there was no bank, so they will dig it hole and then put the wealth in that. Sometimes people still find wealth like this. They try to excavate some place, they'll find the wealth, gold, coins, and all that. So he says, gold coins remain where they are. Nobody knows because only that person who put it, only he knew. Now he has left, so who knows? Nobody knows. And then Goscha means all the cows are there in the cow shed. Nobody is taking. Wife is at home because she cannot go even to the crematorium. So she is in home. Relatives come till the home, to the crematorium. Body comes to the fire, and then after that, body is also not coming. So what comes with the soul? Only your karma comes. That's it. Nothing else. Then what should be our focus on? Karma. Our focus should be on doing what good karma I'm doing. And this is like point to ponder on and think about it. Am I doing the karma which is taking me closer to Krishna? That is the introspection which Vidur is through the last preaching, he's telling all of us. Here Prabhupada writes further, many devastations have taken place over the universe due to the influence of time, and no one could check them by any means. Even in our daily life, so many things come and go in which we have no hand, but we have to suffer or tolerate them without remedial measure. This is the result of time. So you can see how the time is playing, where we have no control over things that are happening around us. Absolutely no control. Absolutely no control. For example, even in the heavenly planets, people have lost all these things. Can you give me an example? Where in the higher planetary system also, people have lost everything overnight. Indra. Indra lost when he insulted his own guru, Brihaspati. Brihaspati gave him the nice garland, gave it to Airavata, and Airavata stamped on it and broke it. And because of the curse, he lost his post. The Bali Maharaj came and took over his kingdom overnight. So he lost. So nobody is immune to this, even in higher planetary system. Whatever like anyway, there are problems, but that is also not immune to problems. It is just that it is having a little better life. That's it. Like people come from different countries to America thinking they'll get a better life. Of course, you get better life, but do the day-to-day problem go away? They are the same, right? We will get disease, we will feel cold, we will have the heat. All these problems are there. These are universal problems. In whichever country you do, the intensity may be different, but problems don't go away. Problems remains. We think we get a better life, and we still have quarrels in home. In India also we have. Here also it happens. So just because we come to a nice country doesn't mean everything goes away. Those will come. So either we go stay here or go to higher planetary system. Problems are not going to go away. They will stay. The best way is to escape from this material world, in which the higher planetary system are also part of. So escape from there. Because by doing pious activities, we are only elevating ourselves to higher planetary system. But if we do akarma, which is keeping Krishna in mind and doing all the karma, then you can go back to body. Because there is no binding into us. So now Vidur is now teaches the renunciations in 7 verse. So there are 7 verses which are very important where Vidur is now telling Dhritarashtra that how to renounce. And he is giving certain warnings to him, and which is applicable to all of us. So we should pay a very good attention to this and see what he says. So let us see. Now Vidur is chastising Dhritarashtra. He's saying all your relatives have died. Everybody died. His sons died. His uncles and everybody died. His brother have died. His father have died. Everybody has died. You have seen it. He said, all right, come on, you have seen everything. All right. So let us recite this verse number 21. Pitru Bhratru Shuta Putra Suhai Putra Hataste Vigatam Vayam Atma Cha Jaraya Grastaha Parageham Upasase.
Yes. Your father, brothers, well-wishers, and sons are all dead and passed away. You and yourself have expended the major portions of your life. Your body is now overtaken by immobility, and you are living in the homes of another.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So isn't everybody else left? And you are anyway, you're not a child now. You're past major portion of your life. You're like old. You're like 60, 70 years old. What are you doing here? Come on. Like that he's saying. And also your body is taken over by invalidity. Body become invalid. Right? But still you are attached and you are living in somebody's home. It is not your home anymore. Because you are not a king. King is Yudhishthira Maharaj. But he's keeping you out of his love. Otherwise, he would have thrown you out long ago. As soon as the war was over, you would become king, he would have said, okay, goodbye. But he did not do it because he's a nice person. So, Prabhupada writes in the purport, the king is reminded of his precarious condition, influenced by cruel time, and by his past experience, he should have been more intelligent to see what was going to happen to his own life. His father, Vichitravirya, died long ago. When he and his younger brother were all little children, and it was due to the care and kindness of Bhishmadev that they were properly brought up. Then again his brother Pandu died also. Then in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, his 100 sons and grandsons all died, along with all other well-wishers like Bhishmadev, Dronacharya, Karna, and many other kings and friends. So he had lost all men and money, and now he was living at the mercy of his nephew, whom he had put into trouble of various types. And despite all these reverses, he thought that he would prolong his life more and more. Can you imagine this? Everything is gone. Still, I'm thinking that I will get more, I will get more, I will get more. I mean, how precarious condition can be other than this? We know that everything is going, the time is leaving. Every moment we are losing, we are going inch closer to our last moment. But the time to enjoy, time to fulfill the desires of this body are still not going away. In fact, once Anand Vrindavan Prabhuji, he's in Mumbai, he asked our Guru Maharaj, his Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj, that Maharaj, you tell that if you keep chanting, this anarthas goes away. But I'm in a fag end of my life. He says fag end, almost like my life is going to end. But this still anarthas, this anger, lust, greed, ego, they're not going away. So how is it? So Maharaj said, that our life is like traffic signal. Initial days are like green light. It stays long for a long, long time. And then After you cross 50, up to 50 is like green light. After 50, it becomes like an amber. It's warning. And then his warning is very short. Like amber light is never like 2 minutes, like 10 seconds, and then finish. And then what is it? Red. Amber doesn't become green. Amber becomes red only. And then red becomes red. That's it. And then finish. Life is over. Ours is not. When it becomes green after you leave the body and again the beginning of the next birth. That's how it becomes. So point is that we have to remember that as soon as these things happen in life, we see a symptom of we getting old and all that, we should start winding up instead of expanding too many things. Unless it is for a spiritual cause, unless we are trying to do for Krishna, if we're trying to do this in material world, then that's going to cause a lot of bondage, a lot of problems. Prabhupada started this Hare Krishna movement, ISKCON, he established ISKCON in 1965 at the age of 70 years. Now he is doing for Krishna in a spiritual activity, which is fine because that is not going to bind him. But if he start a business, okay, I want to start a business, then that's going to bind definitely because then we get attached. So much work will happen and all that. So that's something is not we should be indulgent. We should try to wind up and spend more and more time on this. So what we'll do, we'll stop here because today is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's disappearance day. So we'll speak a little bit about him. So everybody knows Bhaktivinoda Thakurji. Bhaktivinoda Thakurji is one of So the Prabhupada Gurudev is Bhakti Siddhanta Sarvi Thakur. His father is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So he is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So today he is his disappearance day. So we just spend a few minutes on him because he's a very amazing person, very, very amazing personality. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was born in 1838 in West Bengal. And his father was Anand Acharya. Anand Chandra Datta. That was his father. And mother was Jagat Mohini Dasi. Jagat Mohini Devi. So these are the parents whom he was born in West Bengal. And his name is Bhaktivinoda, but before initiation, before he got initiated, his name was Kedarnath. That was his name. And he was in Calcutta, a place called Birnagar, not Calcutta, but in Navadvip, Mayapur area, one of the place called Birnagar. And when he was born, his horoscope showed that he'll become a wonderful devotee. And when he was young, maybe like Rishi's age or maybe a little younger, he liked to eat a lot of fruits. And then he went to a nearby mango orchard, and somebody said, "Hey, there will be ghosts in that." So he told his mom, "Mama, people are telling there are ghosts there. So what should I do? I'm afraid of ghosts." No, don't worry about ghosts. Just take the name of Lord Ram, and nothing will happen. He'll protect you. So he got very good confidence. Then he went, and when he went, there was some movement, and he could understand something is there. So he just chanted the Lord Ram, and the ghost went away. So when we see this, take the name of the Lord, nothing comes. Like Hanuman Chalisa also, Hanumanji, we say that. Go ahead. Just hear the name of Mahavir and Bhuta Pishad. So this is the power of Harinam. Power of Harinam.
And you also have a faith.
Yes, we should chant with faith that okay, we by this faith, by this name, he will not come. So that was it. And he was a grihastha. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a grihastha. He's not like a full-time retired person or like a Babaji who's doing only sadhana and all that. No, he was a grihastha. And we will be astonished to see his daily schedule. Okay. So here he says, for example, we can see that, okay, so let's recite this. So read this. So Mai, can you please read better?
one sincerely takes shelter of the holy names of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna, he will achieve spiritual perfection within the confines of his normal daily activities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So if we can do this, if you take shelter of Hare Krishna, then even in the daily activity that you do, daily, going to office, cooking, doing some service in the home, take care of family, everything can be done. And everything becomes spiritualized. Everything becomes spiritualized. Because we have taken shelter of holy name. And Krishna will give wisdom. So this is the power of Harinam. So yeah. And then he was very instrumental in finding the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthplace was lost, like he was in the forest, nobody knew where it is and all that. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur was able to identify that place. Because once he was passing through a forest and he saw a lot of tulsis. Tulsis, he was like, why so many tulsis are here? In this particular place, what is so special about it? So he was not sure. Then what is it? Then he called, what's his name? Jagannath Das Babaji. He came. And he says, he called him to verify that this is the place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he came. And Babaji was so old that he was to be carried in a basket. He cannot walk. But as soon as he was brought to this place, he jumped from the basket and started dancing. Person who couldn't even walk. And he was so weak that his eyes did have to be like open so he can see. Like somebody has to help him. He was so weak. But as soon as he came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthplace, he became so ecstatic that he jumped out of the basket and started dancing. So Mahaprabhu, then he confirmed this is the Mahaprabhu's place. This is the place. So now when we go to Navadvip and when we see that this is the birthplace, it was actually identified by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So so much he has done. He's written so many scriptures, so many bhajans that he has written. We sing the Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari. That is written by him. Then we sing Mahaprasade Govinde, written by him. Then we sing Gaur Arti, written by him. So there are so many wonderful bhajans that he has written. So many wonderful bhajans. You can just listen to his bhajan, and they are so beautiful. They are written all in Bengali, and it's so sweet. So beautiful melodies are there. So we can do that, right? And he's considered to be the seventh Goswami. We had 6 Goswamis, right? Sanatana Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Goswami, Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, Gopal Bhatt Goswami. All these Goswamis are there, and then he is considered to be the 7th Goswami because he has done so much. When he was there, so many other sampradaya came up. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement was become weak. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur came and boosted the whole Vaishnava sampradaya. So his contributions are extremely amazing. And as a Grihastha, he had 11 children. And he was working as a magistrate, like a judge. Under at the British Raj was there. So he was working there. And he was so expert that to save time, the Britishers have put a train track from his home to office. They laid a train track and he will come in the train. Because he will waste a lot of time going in that horse cart and all that. So they put a train track, it is still there. If you go to Navji, you will see in front of his home, the tracks are still preserved. So he was so expert. So now let's look at his Dinacharya. Okay, it's very astonishing. So look at this Dinacharya. I'll make it bigger. So 7 to 8 p.m. he'll take a rest. 10 p.m. he will get up. 8 to 10 is resting. And he will write. Under what? Oil lamp. Very small light. Then up to 4 o'clock he will write. How many hours? 6 hours. He's writing. Then 4 o'clock he will take a rest. 4:30 he will rise up. Then wash his hands and then chant. Till what? 7 o'clock. How many are 2.5 hours? He's chanting. Then 7 o'clock he will write letters. Some letters are come. He has to respond, correspondent and all that. Then 7:30 he will read. How long? 7:30 to 8:30. Sometimes 9:30 if no guests are coming. He will read every day. Then 9:30 to 9:40, 15 minutes he will take rest. Then he will take breakfast, half liter milk, some 2 chapatis, some fruits. And 9:55 he go to the court. Then 10 o'clock the court begins in the morning. 1 p.m. he'll come back. After 3 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, yeah, he come back and take bath, refresh, take some lunch prasad. Then 2 o'clock he will go back to office. And then 2 to 5, he will again attend the office. Then 5 o'clock he'll come back and translate Sanskrit into Bengalis, all the books and all that. And then take evening bath, meals of rice, couple of chapatis, all those things, and that's it. And then again 7:30 to 8 p.m. rest and begins. This is his daily routine. We should not follow all this because we cannot, but it shows that how we should put our day in such a way that we have all the Krishna conscious activity aligned in that. I have my reading time, I have my japa time, I have my deity worship time, I have my bhajan time. Everything is very clearly laid out. So if you have this kind of schedule, it becomes very easy to follow. It cannot be this rigorous, but at least some schedule should be there. That I'm going to chant from morning 5 to 7, for example. Whatever time it is, whatever is comfortable to us, we should do, and then slowly improve that. Then I'm going to read every day for half an hour, 1 hour. This small habit that we cultivate, like reading half an hour and all that, will help us. Like we read every day scripture, 30 minutes we read, 4 or 5 devotees come, every day we read. So it's like very nice, we are now understood Chaitanya Charitam, we finish Srimad Bhagavatam. Like that, we are able to finish so many scriptures. So it's consistency will help. Consistency, whatever we do, will help. So this is life of Sri. And look at this work. He was a district magistrate in Bengal. He wrote more than 75 books in Bengali, Sanskrit, Urdu, English. And all these bhajans are so beautiful, so beautiful. They're absolutely amazing. So, yeah, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur is his great gift to this world. In fact, when he was seeing that there is so many problems going on in this world, he prayed to Lord Krishna and said, give me a son that can continue this. So there is a book called Ray of Vishnu, which is written for Bhaktisiddhanta Raghu. His Ray of Vishnu means he has actually descended. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is like Krishna Lila, he is called Kamal Manjari. Because like Radha Krishna is having pastime, there are Sakhis who are helping. And Sakhis are held by Munjaris, which is the next level of servants. So he is a Kamal Manjari in the Krishna Lila, and he's doing this. So you can see how Bhaktivinoda Thakur has contributed so much in this Vaishnava Sampradaya, and therefore he is called the seventh Goswami. So today, if you pray to him that please help us become fixed up devotees in Krishna consciousness, please help us advance in this Krishna consciousness, then his mercy will come. It will surely come. Because if you pray to the pure Vaishnava, they are very compassionate. And when we pray to him, he will shower his mercy to us so that we can continue our bhajan very nicely and become fixed up into Krishna conscious process. Okay. So we'll stop here. Let's see if there's any question. We'll see one bhajan by him. It's a very nice bhajan. I'll just figure out that. But anybody has any question? Hare Krishna. majority correction. Okay. So let's go and read this for them. Very good. Actually, can you think about that bhajan book here or the bhajan here? See? Next to this small one.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you. So we'll sing one Sharanagati bhajan. I'll bring it here. So this is a very, very beautiful bhajan. In fact, it is so wonderful. Basically, it talks about our own conditions. Yes. You can see this, right? Bhajan.